So welcome back to Inverness in the Spotlight. My name is Lace Blue McLean, and I have the wonderful privilege of taking this segment to a whole nother level. I have with me this evening is Doug LaBelle, but he's wearing a hat with the Citrus County Honor Flight. A couple of our members in IOTA are part of this wonderful organization that's just recently been developed in the nation the past couple years. But here in Citrus County, it's only been going on for maybe about a year, correct?
Well, in Citrus County, it's even a little less than that. But there's the Honor Flight is the program where World War II veterans are sponsored by the community to go to Washington, D.C. for the day with a caregiver. We fly them up there, and they go to the World War II Memorial, which they haven't seen. And then they go to the Iwo Jima Memorial and the Vietnam, and they'll go to Arlington Cemetery. They're met when they land up there, and they start out at like 5:30 in the morning. We had a flight that went out this past Tuesday, the 20th, out of Clearwater St. Pete Airport.
Okay.
That was the West Central Florida Honor Flight. And 72 World War II veterans went up with about 60 caregivers. And some of them are more mobile than others, obviously.
Yes.
And,
they have to be getting up in age.
Oh, they're in their 80s.
Oh, my
With
land.
91, I think, was the oldest on this
Wow.
flight, and there were many of them 86, 87, 88. But they are just a phenomenal generation. And
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, so how did the Honor Flight all come about? It's only been around for a couple years now, right?
Well, in 2004, when we built this monument, and we said, okay, we got this beautiful monument that cost all this money in Washington, D.C.
Now, who's coming to visit?
Well, the people that are coming to visit are not the people who was honoring.
Right, right.
And so a group got together and said, we ought to arrange to bring, and the World War II
veterans at this memorial was raised.
They are dying off at a national level of about 1,000 a day.
A day?
A day.
Oh, my land.
And so we're losing them. I mean, they're in their 80s and they're in their 90s. And so it started up north, but then you could join create a chapter. And they created one in Orlando a year ago. Okay. And they've had 2 flights go out. They had one last year, and they had one this June. They have another one going October 27th. We're going to have 20 of our veterans from Citrus County on that flight. They draw from Marion County, obviously, in Ocala. And then the West Central Florida Honor Flight out of Tampa, St. Pete, we have joined. We actually have one of our IOTA members, Barbara Mills.
Barbara Mills, right.
From the Welcome Home program that sends the care packages over to Afghanistan and Iraq to our troops and welcomes them back.
So she's embraced this program.
Yeah, she's on the board now of West Central Florida Honor Flight in Tampa, St. Pete. We had this past week 3 of our Citrus County veterans went up there in their 80s. And
then the next group, you're going to have how many?
20 going out of Ocala. And then,
but not from Citrus County.
Yes, 20 out of Citrus County going in Ocala's flight.
Oh, okay.
We're piggybacking on flights that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
And we're paying for our...
Okay. Well, stop right there. Paying for. How do we get these vets up? Do they pay their own way?
No, they're not allowed to pay their own way.
Oh,
now, the caregivers can pay their own way.
Okay.
But the veterans, we raise the money. We appeal to the public to give us some donations. As a matter of fact, Capital City Bank, as they have in the past, has come forward and said, we'll set up an account, Citrus County Honor Flight, it's free. Anyone can go into any of the 5 Capital City banks in Citrus County, and they just drive through the drive-through windows and hand a check for Citrus County Honor Flight for $5 or $10 or $100 or $500. And that goes into that account and then is reported to us so that we know how much we have covered of the expenses we're going to have. You can also go inside the bank and do it, but also you can mail it to Capital City Bank, 1500 North Highway 41 in Inverness.
Okay.
That branch you can actually mail it to.
And what's the zip for that one?
34452.
Right, okay.
34452.
Okay. So the goal here is to get as many of our World War II veterans?
World War II veterans, correct.
Just World War II veterans up to D.C. to see the memorial. Now, while they're up there, is that the only place they go? Do they stay overnight?
No, no, no. This is a one day. They go to the group that went out last Tuesday. They went out with veterans from Hernando, Pasco, Tampa area.
So this plane is full of
Yes,
different...
150 people on board the
so
plane.
not just our vets from Citrus and
Well,
Marion.
and when they get there, they get off the plane, they then get into buses. There are 3 buses.
Okay, so it's organized on that end as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When they arrive, there's some generals that are saluting them and congressmen that are saying hello and thank you.
Nice, nice.
And then they get on their buses. There's a red, white, and blue bus. They get a hat that's either red, white, and blue so they know what bus they're supposed to be on.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a medical person on each bus.
Oh, absolutely.
They are in the role of a caregiver. There's a doctor, and he's actually a caregiver. But if something happens, obviously, it's like a doctor driving along the street. Something happens, they jump into their doctor role.
Sure.
And then in the flight that went out this past Tuesday out of Clearwater, St. Pete, we supplied from Nature Coast Emergency Medical Services here in our county, a paramedic and an EMT.
Oh, very good.
And so they went along on the flight.
Okay, so every vet that flies up has a companion that goes with them.
Well, some vets, there may be 3 vets and 1 companion because they're healthier.
Oh, okay.
But
So
when they get started, some are walking, but
Okay.
halfway through the day, they're mostly
Yeah,
in
they
wheelchairs.
get tired. Yeah, of course. And then you're saying for the veterans that go up, the money is raised to pay for their flight up
Correct.
and all their expenses. But for the caretakers, they pay for their own
They raise
flight.
their own money.
They raise
and
their own
I'll
money.
give you an example. We arranged for Nancy Kennedy with the Chronicle
Oh, right.
to fly up, one of the reporters.
Right. It was a reporter, an article in the paper not too long ago.
That's correct. And I have that she went up last Tuesday and last Wednesday. This was in the paper. It says in their honor.
Yes.
It's a great article.
It's a great article.
And you can, I'm sure you can go online and
Yes,
probably
it's still
read it.
online.
But and then she did one this Sunday where she actually met her daughter and grandson up there, and she did a feature article
Right.
in the Sunday Chronicle. But the purpose was for her to go up and talk about the experience that you had.
Absolutely.
And
It's just
I
a
couldn't
phenomenal...
couldn't read either of these articles without tears coming to my eyes.
Absolutely. So tell us once again.
But
how
Nancy passed the hat at the Chronicle
Right.
and raised the $500 to pay her own way.
Pay her own way.
Yes,
Right,
as a
exactly.
caregiver.
And then so tell the viewers again, if they want to get involved with this wonderful program, who to send the money to, how to get a hold of someone that they can...
You make a check out to Citrus County Honor Flight. You can take it into any of the 5 capital city banks and just hand it to a teller, or even through the drive-through. You can mail it to their branch in Inverness, which is 1500 North Highway 41 in Inverness, 34452. Or you can call me at 352-400-0540. They had it up on the screen a while ago. And
That's a lot of zeros, but you
Yeah.
can grab it up on that screen. Well, thank you for joining us this evening, Doug, and talking about this wonderful program, the Citrus County Honor Flight. I'm sure as caring and giving as our county is, there will be a lot of people calling in on this. So thank you for joining us for this segment, and stay tuned for another wonderful segment for Inverness in the Spotlight.